What's going on? So it's Andy here, and it looks like the first reviews for Superman have not done so well. The first review calls the DC reboot superficial and silly, and bemoans terrible, overstuffed film. And this is from comicbookmovie.com. So this was actually a leaked review that was not supposed to hit because there was supposed to be an embargo. But looking at this, it looks as though the film is not winning early reviewers over. So let's just kind of look over this article and just try to I guess, formulate some ideas as to what may be the issue here. But if you all don't mind, please leave a like, subscribe, all that YouTube stuff. It really helps me out. I'm trying to get to 65K. Let me know in the comments what you all think of this. And yeah. So it's saying the first Superman review has been published from a major outlet and it's overwhelmingly negative, arguing that it's very little works in James Gunn's first big screen addition to new DCU. Check it out. Okay. So this is an article again published by comicbookmovie.com. Josh Waldling published this, and it basically goes into the early embargo that was lifted. So the review embargo for Superman lifts next week. However, the Daily Beast. Okay, so it was a Daily Beast article. Let's see if I can open it. I think they may have removed it. Honestly, I think they may have removed the. I think they may have removed the initial review, but going back into this, however, the Daily Beast inadvertently published its verdict last night, and while the site took it down pretty fast, okay, so they they took it down. It was up long enough to cause quite a stir among fans on social media. Okay. All right, so we won't name and shame critics or shame the critic as the review publication isn't their fault. However, they are well respected and have a history of writing for publications including Variety and Esquire magazine. They're no superhero hater. They're no wait, hold on. I can't read. There are also no superhero hater, as this critic in question has positively reviewed the likes of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, and the Thunderbolts. Okay, all good films. So, although I have yet to see Thunderbolts, I'm gonna wait for it to come out on streaming. I think it's already out, so I might check that out soon. But okay, the review begins by saying the reboot resembles a Saturday morning cartoon that's overstuffed. It promises plenty of action, but adds that the film is awash in over the top CGI insanity that is slam bang mayhem loses its punch. That it's slam bang mayhem loses its punch. Um, so I have a little bit of a problem with that first portion. Now I'm gonna see the film on Tuesday, July 8th, but I have a little bit of a problem with that statement just because a lot of comic book movies nowadays are like Saturday morning cartoons. Avengers: Age of Ultron was like a Saturday morning cartoon. Guardians of the Galaxy. A lot of movies are like Saturday morning cartoons, especially nowadays with comic book movies and stuff like that. Let's see. The cast doesn't receive much in the way of praise, while the reviews point out that David Cornsweet looks apart compared to Christopher Reeve and Henry Cavill. He comes across as relatively slight. Oh, okay. A situation exacerbated by the all over the place nature of his saga. What does that even mean? Okay. It sounds like Superman rare. Like, what does that even mean? It sounds like Superman rarely lets up, as the movie reportedly asks audience to hold on for dear life as it whiplashes about from one out of this world locale to incident to another, an incident into another. So are they saying like the film jumps from like scene to scene, or like jumps from planet to planet? Like, I mean, the big part of Superman is the cosmic aspect of the character. So if he's going into outer space, maybe that's what they mean. I'm not sure. But there are also concerns that non fans will find themselves adrift due to the movie's endless geekiness. Okay. With James Gunn's script accused of only fringing interest in actual emotion. So endless geekiness is something that kind of makes me think about nowadays with Marvel movies and just like comic book movies. I said Marvel movies, but comic book movies in general. It seems like a lot of the movies nowadays are actually more interested in the movies nowadays are a little bit more interested in appealing to the comic book fans because they know comic book fans will turn out for majority, if not all, of the movies that they push out. Whereas general audience's interest kind of wanes over time, and they find new things to be interested in. So I could see why James Gunn would want to appeal to comic book fans because, I mean, Superman, DC, honestly, DC Comics and Warner Brothers kind of need a hit because a lot of their content hasn't been the best. But going back into the article, it says the humor is said to be lacking as with the relationship between Clark Kent and Lois. Ooh. Now I'm a huge Lois Lane fan, so if the Lois and Clark aspect isn't working, that's kind of problematic. Nicholas Holt's performance is overshadowed by the haphazard plot, largely because Superman gets tangled up in fanciful, nonsense that soon renders the entire affair, superficial and silly. Okay. Most troubling is a Oh, God, that's not good. That's not good. Most troubling is a comparison to Joss Whedon's Justice League. As Superman overpopulates itself with heroes and villains, it has neither the time nor the inclination to develop. Consequentially, everyone and everything is two-dimensional. No matter the directions, the director's imagery is shade. Oh, I cannot. I cannot read. It's so early in the morning. I just wanted to get this out. Consequently, everyone and everything is two dimensional, no matter that the director's imaginary is sharp and vibrant. So now that's another problematic thing. It's compared to Joss Whedon's Justice League. Now, I'll admit, I didn't watch Joss Whedon's version of the Justice League. I waited for the Snyder Cut, which I felt like the Snyder Cut, compared to at least the clips that I saw in the Whedon version, the Snyder Cut was more thought out, more, made more sense to the narrative of where Man of Steel started. It ended with Batman v Superman with the death of Superman, and then it went into Justice League, and then the resurrection of Superman. Was the story a little rushed, and it should have had maybe 2 or 3 Superman movies before Justice League, maybe, but I still like the Snyder version of Justice League. And I will always stand on the hill that the casting at the time was good. Didn't really care for Ezra Miller's Flash. I felt like he was a little too jokey, but I felt like everyone cast in the film was the best part of Justice League. Everyone tried to embody the character. But let's see. It says, as you can see here, the review is negative from start to finish. And while it is only one verdict, if this is indicative of what we can expect next week, it doesn't bode well for Superman. There are already ramblings about a lower than expected opening weekend, and if reviews and subsequently word of mouth aren't good, then the Man of Steel is likely to have a disastrous second weekend, even if it gets off to a strong start. Okay. So I wonder if I'm going to be able to look at the reviews there. I'll exit out of that one. Let's see if I'm able to see this. Oh, okay. So this article looks like it was published on the 3rd. DNYUZ. I'm not sure how to pronounce that, but let's see. Terrible Superman reviews is final nail in the coffin. So I think even though there were embargoes, it kind of makes you. I mean, I guess all films have embargoes, but it makes you a little bit nervous when um, a lot of films have embargoes. So let's see. For all we know, every single other review will be glowing. However, this one raises some major concerns and suggests that Superman won't be the much needed fresh start for DC for the DC brand. So basically, our DC brand so desperately needs. Superman arrives in theaters on July 11th. Okay. So let's look at this. Let's look at this article. I'm not gonna read all of this because it's rather long, and I don't want there to be any like spoilers. Because again, I want to see the movie without having any negative thoughts of the film before going in to see it. I want to be able to review it with fresh, open, you know, opinions, not basically given what other people are saying about the film. But I don't know. Again, let me know what you all think in the comments. Do you think that the film is just getting negative reviews just to get negative reviews? Or do you think that like there's more to the film than, what's being said? Again, for me, I honestly think that the film is definitely not. I For me, I feel like DC has a long ways to go, and I really want to see them do well because they have great characters. I don't care who the director is. I just want to see the films do well because I grew up with Justice League and Justice League Unlimited, and I want to see those characters brought to life. I want to see the films do good. I do think DC needs to bring Zack Snyder back, but maybe not for Superman, but for like other characters that can, kind of go over the edge. Like, I know that they're introducing Lobo. I feel like he would be perfect for a Lobo film, especially with like his rock, you know, background when it comes to like music and fight scenes and stuff. I think that'd be perfect. But the one thing that DC can say that they have over Marvel is that DC doesn't have any restrictions. They can go rated R if they want to. They can go PG-13 if they want to. They can even do a PG film. Like they can do anything with different moods and genres the actual into the actual universe. So I'm just kind of curious to know what you all think. But does this deter me from watching the film? No. I'm still gonna go see Superman. I mean, I already bought the ticket, but I'm still gonna go see the movie. I'm still going to review it in a fair notion. I guess I would say I would definitely review this with an open mind. I'm not just going to give the film positive reviews because I feel bad, and I'm not going to give the film negative reviews because I feel like they could do better. I'm just going to be very objective. And maybe moving forward, like I said, with my channel, I'm definitely going to probably focus more on films and film reviews. But as of right now, I am anticipating to do a review on this film, and hopefully it does well. But we'll see. But again, just let me know what you all think in the comments below. Do you believe these reviews, or do you think that they're just bot reviews, or someone has it in for for Superman and James Gunn? So yeah, this has been Andy. I'm out.